up our title on Twitch as well. And then let me go make sure I restart the pop-out chat for YouTube, because it'll be different, I'm sure. Live chat. There we go. There we go. Aw. And you, we should update our tags as well. That should do. Okay. I do believe we are ready to do Pelican. This. Okay. Some tunes going because I had them off for reading purposes. You can go away for now. We'll worry about you later. Get that open. We'll get one of these open. We have changes in tags already because we added a tag for our testing purposes. That's correct. And then connection would have no valid tags after a removal. We had a bug. We ran into a bug. Let's go ahead and run this. Bum, ba, bum, bum, bum. Like so. Like so. We were trying to create a temporary room and some temporary connections here to test. And connection has no parent ID and connection table, which means we didn't add the room to the connection table yet, I think. So we need to fix that really quick so that we can test this better. Let's reset our map. Let's also no, we're good here for now. That'll be fine. Map controller, when we add an tile. Connection has no parent ID and connection table. Well, actually, hang on. Let's actually just take a look here. Yeah, map controller right here, get parent connection tile, which happens in here, update connection data. Room data is parent tile, which comes from here, update connection. Comes from here, update tile. But previous to that, yeah, we didn't have update tile, update room, I believe. If you're not null, we do all this. Otherwise, this is a room data here. Otherwise, We set the map to that, update adjacent connection tiles, that. And as part of you're going to go round and round. Delete connection if you need to. So room data we found. But we don't get here, right? Hang on. Hang on. Update tile is you. Update connection. Which is this guy. Which just wraps that public. Update connection data. Get connection parent tile for the connection to update. But this is a new connection. Get connection parent tile. Grabs the ID from the connection table. When we're here. And parent targets used. Like, it makes sense that they wouldn't be in there yet, because there's no connection yet. It's a new connection. But the data we get in here it should contain, let's go ahead and stop and go debug. This should contain a parent coordinate. Like, we probably need to think about that a little bit. Like, I almost imagine that putting it even over here would have the same problem if I was just to click play here. It would, yeah. Because the connection doesn't have a parent yet. It's the new connection. We should look. We should keep doing what we were doing really quick. Do you not? Reset, sure. Put you back in. Get back in here. So connection to update. Has an origin location. Has a point in it. But because it's new, which it actually isn't saying, but we do have new connection as a thing that we can switch on, basically, to say, hey, this should be getting set for one, but this should be added. We shouldn't be doing here. And I think actually we could just do here. It has moved me. That is deeply upsetting. I'm gonna have to go to update tile connection, update connection data right here, parent tile. If connection to update, if the new connection, we'll do a thing. Otherwise, we'll do the parent tile. Like so. I don't have a helper for this. I know I do. It's tile and offset. That. Get tile, add offset. Connection to update origin. And then this can't be null. Object. Oh, right. As room data. That. But we know that this isn't going to get set currently. It's not being set correctly. And that's going to be in the drag drop. Let's find out if it gets set correctly when we don't do that. So if I just come in here and I want a northeast and I do it's supposed to be foo, and then a bar, and then a baz, and I don't need any of this other junk. For one, it's empty there. Okay. Okay, so it's not getting the new flag at all. Where was that? It might have gone away as we refactored, that it just didn't get brought back in. That's not. Oh, I'm dumb. Did it on the bool. Okay, so we read it in the thing we just changed, but also in the connection model. We set it up in those, set it as false when we read them. We handle it when we copy them, but that seems to be about it. Connection data form. We expand them when they're new. Room data form. New connection is true when we do map state add connection. So if I reset you and I come here and I do this, this should work now. If as long as I fill in. Yes. So we just need to update these things on drag and drop and on a form change in general. So maybe we can get away with just the form change in general. Let's reset this really quick, like so. And then in our connection data form here, well, no, we can't do it on just a form change. We can detect, we have an is empty, right? It's a getter. Same map is cardinal. Get empty. Yeah. But I'm not sure if that's reliable. Because when we drag and drop ya a new, it wouldn't be in the form though. Would it? It would be here. Um, except draggable. Um, if my current connection is empty, um, then I can set that to true. That'll handle dragging and dropping, I think. So if our connections come in, bam. Does that apply? Console, no. Why wouldn't you be empty? Pull that back. Just reset to be sure. You wouldn't be empty because empty. Transit enter, transit exit, and exit description. No, that should all be empty in the map, which is what my connection should be. Is this a case of me just needing to rebuild to get fresh code in there? Didn't all get completely rebuilt? Connections, you, bam. It's because this drop is not the right place. There's another place that drop happens. That's why. If I, not you, if I was to take you and drop you, you would get the new correctly. You would not apply correctly, though. Parent ID and connection table to the northwest. And that back to Dart? Yes. Yes, indeed. Um why doesn't that get submitted? That would have to go from tile data. And that goes over now. Save tile changes. Selected tile. Update tile. The selected tile. Connection ID has no connection table. Or no parent in connection table. It's because when we submit this stuff off, no, that should still be. Connection has no parent ID in the connection double. Um, you. We did this because we didn't want null coming back because it just makes life difficult. Um, let's do this. Make it a little easier to debug in the future. Um, oh, we don't know the parent ID, so we can only do that. I mean, that's fine though. It's better. It's something more. So if I come in here, and my Northwest DFO5 over here, new gets set in him. I apply. This is not DFO whatever. And it's because we update the whole shebang. That's why. So there's other connections in there that are trying to be updated and they're not doing that. We're doing too much work anyway. Because if there's a placeholder, we forgot to account for the fact that we put placeholder tiles in there, right? We probably want to do that like way earlier too. So it's like multiple things in this bug, right? If you're saved for deletion, we clear you and we're done. But the connection data, the data, this is going to come from the actual update, I think. As we go through right here, if this isn't empty, then do this. If you're empty, like, I don't need to do that. I don't think. Because this should only happen when there's a thing to change. And now we're good there. We need to also, because this is the tile is a different thing. It's not the same as the form over here. We need to account for this, which puts all of them in here, but it needs to also flag them as new when it does so. That's going to be a connection tile thing, I think. Not the form, but the actual dealio here. Drag target, yes. Yes. On accept with details, accept draggable. Down here. Actually gonna use the same code block. Oops. Let's not delete that. Select the title of that. Make sure that it's a connection tile. make sure that it's not empty. And then in our set state, which we might not need. Actually, I need to put this. I'll try taking that out here in a second. I might not need that anymore. Select tile, connection tile, or as connection tile, connections right here. If the connection is empty, then set new connection to true. So this should work for diagonals now. As long as everything gets built and put in. New. And if we apply, we get our connections. We don't get error message. Cool. Let's reset you. Let's just test. What I wanted. Oh, it's the unsafe tile changes is what it is. Because I don't have. Do have map state in here. Map state. Oh, because you're only in the build. Okay. Yeah, no, this is fine. We'll leave it in here. It's totally okay. Until it becomes a problem, we'll take it out if it does. So we need to do horizontal, same exact way inside of my loop here. If I'm empty right now, then I'm a new connection. And the same with vertical. This is the model. This is not this. And then you. You. Okay. Now, if I was to drag this over here, northwest is not new. Southeast is not new. This should apply correctly. And I should get my new data in those, but they weren't new. Oh, but they get unflagged. We need to change that. Or they don't get unflagged, rather, I should say. It would be here. Update. That is a thing. This is a thing. We do all the things. We add you. Internet connection. Don't try to record it. So I guess we just set you to false at the end of our update theory, right? So let's do that. And then we come in here. It's where we're testing. So new, not new, not new. And then this should be new. We apply, the news go away. And if I was to drag in another thing, we'd still be able to apply it. But it wouldn't. wouldn't be stuck in new. And the same should be true for a brand new one. New goes away. Yes. All right. That's more better. Let's commit just that part because we did fix a bug. So we'll need to editor, library, screens, map editor, app, diagonal connection tile, horizontal connection tile, vertical connection tile, and map controller. And extra slash in there. Tags, connection data form. Screens, map editor, map, file data sidebar, connection data form. Those all go into a commit. Fix bug where adding new connections errored on no parent ID in connection app. That can go up as its own commit. Now, oh yeah, we were going to test this thing. That's what that was in service of. Before I forget though, let's also come over here real quick. We needed to fix this to get there, so we just did. Okay, so if we put a room over here, like so, connection over here, like so, I actually don't want northeast and southwest to be in here. Just, oh no, I did that completely backwards. Actually, that's going to be fine. It won't matter. We just need one of these to have our testing tag that we're okay with killing off. It's foo. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be, right? Add foo to you, please. Ooh. Oh no, we're not adding you. Damn it. Wait, why are you still new again? Hang on. Hang on. Oh, it's because I reset. No? Hang on. Reset the map. Maybe I missed something here. Okay. Connections. I actually only want these two. And if we don't repro this, we can try again with the other way. So new, nope, empty. What? Those are not empty. Am I losing my mind? Hang on. Reset you again. New, filled in. New, filled in. Okay. Must be losing my mind. Either that or if I apply you, I get 2, which is correct. So there's no room there. If I was to delete one of you, re-add another. Oh, it would only apply. That's not really a bug. That's a UX thing. I think. I would need to come here and connect you and then give you the template. But then y'all are getting flagged as new again. It's because up here I made a mistake. If it's not empty or it's a new connection. That's what happened, I bet. Let's reset. Okay. It's put in place. No new tag. Okay. I delete the southeast one. Oh, I guess it was the northwest. That's okay. And then I come over here and I connect y'all like so with template. Apply it. You're in. I come here. Nope, you're still new. You both are still new. How are you both still new? This should still be empty because this is data that should be filled in at this point. So that wasn't my mistake. So update connection. They're not staged for deletion. We come into here. We figure out if it's a new connection, we get it. We're good there. Updated. It's false. We go looking. It's cardinal connection. We update that table. It's because we updated and not. Okay. So we're in. It is cardinal. I gotta check the IDs here. Connection data ID is equal to the connection to update ID. Oh, right. Because we're going through the parent-tile cardinal connections indexed. Theoretically, if we find an exactly equivalent object, we actually don't need this, right? Oh no, we did this because remove connection from tag map. Parent tile is you at index, connection data clone, updated is true. Cardinal connection, update that table. We didn't change anything, we're done. Remove connection from tag map. Why are you in here? Like, we're just updating you. Update connection tile. If it's cardinal, go through here. Cardinal connections index is cardinal connection data clone. Connection update. Yeah, I don't know why that would be in here. If updated. If it's not updated, if it's a new connection, then we go ahead and set that. It's because we were looking for cleaning up old connection data is why we were removing, but like that's just not in the right place anymore. I think it's probably left over a mistake in the refactor. Update that table. Um, it would have been in here though. So we go through. This needs to go down here. It's what needs to happen. Oh, except for it needs to go up there one. Because index. Oh, why would it be there? Because this takes the cardinal connection index. And if we found you, you're not going away. So if it's not updated, we add. Yeah, that makes sense. We didn't find you in the list. We add you. Unless, you know what? I bet I just forgot to say. So we found you. And we actually have to do this before we check equality, I think. Hang on. Equality considers ID, origin, destination, tags. Yeah, no, this does not. This does not consider that. I would have to do this in something like here. Uh, except for we shouldn't even be. This shouldn't be here. Hang on. So confused. That's what happens when you let code sit for a while. You forget what you were doing. You get further from your own mistakes. Because we have a clear connection that should be used for cases where we're moving. And clear connection from tables also calls tag map. Yeah, I don't know why this is here anymore. I think it may just be left over from a refactor. We still need to check for ID before we check for this because we need to, if it's not the same, we still need to update it. But that would just be tags, so that wouldn't have affected what we got going on here. Why aren't you getting your new tag cleared? Um, okay then. Um, hmm. What is... Because that should get set into the map. When we click on apply, it doesn't get written to the file. Okay, so if I come over here and I make a connection. Oh yeah, I need to give it data though, eh? Like so. This is now set in the memory map. You should no longer be saying new. You should have been cleared. You're not cleared because in here... Bet you I've just said it too late. Not clear, but... Update tile. Update connection. If you're not empty, update the connection. If you're staged for deletion, then we do that. Otherwise, you update your connection data. We figure out where your parent is. It's here. Except they should have changed. So it'd be here. Cardinal connections add. Bop, 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 bop. Add it to the tag map. New connection is full. Actually, this should be. It should really be in here anyway. And tag map tag is null. Let me do that. Otherwise, contains the ID. Add this ID. Okay, that's fine. That can get updated anytime we do this. That's perfectly okay. And we consider tags in our equality, right? Bum, 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 bum. Uh, hmm. Where? Equals. Here we go. We don't consider tags. Okay. Oh yeah, no, never mind. Sorry. It's just hiding up here. Right there. Okay, so we consider that. So if the tags haven't changed, we should have returned already by now. Connection to update, same map connection. Then we're done. Otherwise, we set our tables. We set the tile data. You take data. Set default tags. If they're missing, update connection with the data. And that should go in. Okay, I think we should. This should work though. You connect over here. Give you your template. You start life as new. That's fine. Go out, we're back in. You're still set as new. Why are you new? Even without dragging and dropping, let's just reset this. This definitely creates you with the new flag. And you still keep it. Okay. There must be another code path I'm forgetting. How to update connections. You've given me my tile to update. So you're not staged for deletion. If your cardinal updated is true. New could actually get set to false. Like it should be tagged as not. You, map editor, you, add, you, and Cheritar there. Perfect. It never came through here. It didn't hit this. Why wouldn't it? Oh, it's because it didn't hit apply yet, isn't it? Nope. It did apply. What the fuck? The plot thickens. How do you get, did I add a function for this? File data. Apply. Current state save. Map state save tile changes. Not null. I call update tile on it. Update tile ends up here. It's because you're in update room. Go through my connection data is here. If you're staged, we delete you, remove you. Otherwise, add connection to tag map. Oh, that's fine. The you. So we add you to tag map. Let me clear the new stank off ya. As we figure out the combined new and existing. If I'm staged for deletion, cool. Otherwise, I add the stuff. All right, let's try that again. Reset this. Let's go ahead and go regular build real quick. So you, if I go blop like so, and I go blop like so, Can't tell if you're still set to new. No, you're not. Cool. Come over here. You're not set to new. Excellent. Okay. I still shouldn't be able to. I can do this now. Okay. I thought I said it to only update, but I guess I did. I did let you change it like that. I prefer this. I'm glad that I did that. Okay, so then neither of those are set to new. All right, I think we're okay there. If I was to delete one of them and come back and drop in a new thing, that's a problem. Okay, so deleting the thing, I bet. Connection data from tag map. Something funky going on there, I bet, with the delete not being cleared. Or something like that. If I was to go do this, then you would exist, but not here. Okay. All right. What is my connection data should be getting recreated though. It would have to be in these guys, right? Except draggable. Select the tile as connection tile. Connections. If it's empty, create a new one. Or say it's a new one. Set up all that. Um, Probably gonna have to debug. I'm wondering, like the tile, if it's empty, unable to connect to empty rips, but it's not. I get no snack bar. It has to be in these guys. When we delete, I know we kill that object off because connection data. None of that's nullable. Hmm. If I have to come in, Clear connection data or clear connection. Parent tile is that if it's cardinal, remove it from there. Tag connections, remove it from there. If it's cardinal, why did I put you down here? This tile, delete connection for vector. Which gets implemented on these fellers. Hey. Delete connection for vector, con data connection vector. That's you. Over here. Right? No. No. I mean the tile. This is the need to be in the model. Here we go. Okay. Update connection, get connections, get connection to vector, all of that. That, yes. When I click on you though, I get the tile data. And I do. Inside the drag target. That's actual tile though. Well, it's got to be both places because I can't drag and drop to you either. Tile data. So it'd have to be in accept draggable. In my connections and selected tile, except my connections. That comes from the base, doesn't it? Get connections. Right here. Only returns. Okay. Yes. So if they've been deleted, they're null. They won't come out of here. We were creating temporary placeholders for them. And that's gone away at some point. Tell you what, I'm gonna take a quick break, stand up, stretch out, and then we'll track down what's going on here. I'll be right back. There we go. Also, while I'm here, looking at other things, I'll put myself back over in my customary corner. Not that it really matters for this, but you know, keep me out of the way of that, I suppose. Okay, so I think this went away because we used to do it this kind of a funky way and make fake placeholders in the map state when we clicked on these guys. So we don't know. We just go through our connections here. When we do this. So also when we click on these guys, they only get populated with empties. On build. So let's make sure. It would have to be diagonal connection tile model. These should all be nulled out, right? So then on inflate. I'm in the wrong file. That's why I can't find you. Inflate map. We go through our connections. Put those in. It can't be here. And when we do our loading, get all these, that's fine. We load you from the JSON data. From JSON. Pull all these out. It's not even here though. Not offset, update how. Map. Clear everything. Initialize that. Initialize the map, which doesn't put anything in there. Like it just makes these models. And east and west. Obviously, there's nothing being provided. They should be null. Update the icons. It has to be an inflate here. Add the data. This has to be in the update connection tile. Vector in there. JSON coordinate is in the range of the map. We get the tile. With nothing, then we would delete those if they existed. The room data. Set the default tag if missing. Didn't find any connections in the room on the opposite side is not null. Put in a placeholder. We're not calling update connection tile somewhere. which is where it needs to be. And it's going to be after we delete. Update tile. So in an update room situation, we remove. Either way, whatever happens in here, update adjacent connection tiles, offset location. Room table, room to update UUID, offset location, update connection tiles, adjacent connection tiles on the offset location. So it happens in the room. It must not be happening in connection. Clear connection data. If it's cardinal, remove there. Clear connection from tables. Update connection data. We don't know where I am. It's part of this. But here I know this. Don't think I have. Room IDs, connection IDs, their parent room IDs, but I don't have a way. But in theory, the parent location should be sufficient because that's the only place that knows, like, that they're anchored to anyway. We update the parent. If we give it the parent location, it'll go around the parent location and it'll get and figure out the connections around it. That seems foolish, though. Like, why do that extra work? Like, what we really need to do is just not. Hang on. Yeah, get that out of there. Clear connection from tables is fine. Delete connection for vector. Takes a coordinate vector. As opposed to update room down here where we do update the connections around this room because that we won't know really what's changed until we've gone around them. New connection is false. Remove connection from tag map. Yada, yada, yada. Update adjacent connection tiles. We go through all of my adjacent friends, update them. Update connection tile at the coordinate location. So we'd have to figure out our location, which we could conceivably do, or we could do this in some way in here as part of the. Then I'd have to do it in all the things that implement you. That suck. But we do have this guy. So update connection tile. This just loops around. It's a wrapper for that functionality. So update connection, clear connection data. We could we know that the location of a connection tile let's go, not dart. Origin point plus no, direction to the destination point. Right? Direction to no, this is not. This is vector 2. So we can then clear it and then update connection tile at location. Because if we know our parent, our origin point, but this needs to be the offset. And I have a helper for this. What are you called? Tile at offset. Except for that just gives me the tile. But the origin point and the destination point I don't happen to have a helper for this, do I? Connection by ID. I do have get connection tile location. Get offset coordinate, get connection parent tile location plus the connection vector. Get connection tile location for data. But come to think of it, why do I do this here when down here I can do all that and then I can update connection tile at con data at get connection tile location on data. Now that should only happen if it's cardinal. There we go. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Now, if I was to come in here and drop you in, boop, we can apply that. Come back here. I delete one of them. Boop. One of these should show as empty. One is new. One is empty. New didn't get cleared again. Okay, so we've broken that somewhere. I think I might have rolled that change back or something. But then we can come in here and apply again. Yeah, I didn't get new didn't get clear again, but that works again. Okay. Reset that. Why the hell did new oops, yeah, wrong tile. Okay, so new's gone. It's all fine and dandy. Deleted. Suddenly you think you're new. Why the hell is that? Well, hang on. Let's we go figure that out. Tags. So let's add everything in the map editor. No. Restore staged. I want this guy to stay out of there for just a second. Fix missing placeholder connections after deleting a connection. Okay, so that can go. That's fine. Now let's track down what's going on here. So I have updated connection tile. Where else is this being messed with? New connection. It's written in map. Connection model. That makes sense. That's the loady stuff. Controller, update connection data. Which we were just there. That goes to update connection tile, does it not? Maybe not. Hang on. Oh, no. You're in here. Okay. If we added you, new tile is false. Hang on, we're going to reset. So we add you both. We apply. Life is good. Nobody's flagged as new. We delete one of you, and that's where the flag happens. So it's got to be in the remove stuff. Something in the remove path. New connection here in update room. If we don't have this connection data, then we add you and then set you to false. View connection data and from JSON. Accept draggable flags you as true, but we didn't hit accept draggable with a delete. Accept draggable. Accept draggable. Accept drag. What the hell? Okay. Southeast to 1, 2. No. New connection, true. In room data. Expanded is there, which also doesn't actually get fired. Oh, it does. I just collapsed it. Okay. Room data form state, add item callback. That shouldn't be getting called. App controller. If it's a new one, then we do that. Otherwise, we do that. When we do all the things, is it here by chance? So if nothing was updated, we're done. But it shouldn't be new at this point. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, but let's abandon this line of inquiry real quick. We're gonna go. It happened on delete. So either that's a red herring or something is afoot. Clear connection. If you're cardinal, remove it from there. Otherwise, remove it from the tagged. If you're cardinal, do these things. It is cardinal. But only one of these should be set to staged for deletion. The other one is going to run through update connection data. Interestingly, I think I've only reproduced it this way. So if we delete the northwest, it goes away. Or a new rather comes back. If I delete southeast instead, okay, yeah, northwest does get new. So it's not like an order thing, because these should be going through in order in theory. Just by nature of the beast, right? So it's not like I deleted a thing and then I read dirty data, which made me think I was new sort of thing. It would have to be something else. Updated is false. Because it's exactly equivalent and it should be returning here. It's got to be somewhere in here. It has to be. Let's just debug in here and see what we get. And maybe it's already being set before we get here, which would kind of like deepen the mystery, right? So we'll just go ahead and throw in our connections, make sure this shit gets turned back on. Throw you in there, apply. Yeah, we're fine on that. It's here. I delete one of you. The other is going to get updated just because we go through all of them. This connection data update is not new. Not set to new. We get you your parent tile updated as false. Your cardinal, we look for you in the list on your parent. We find you. You are exactly equal. Still not new. And then we're done here. Set selected tile UI location. Selected tile. Southeast is set as new. Okay. So you are not there. UI grid location. Did we not? That makes me think we pulled this information back out of the map. So we didn't write. Hang on. We didn't write the change to the map somewhere. Maybe. But if that's the case, then why would selecting... Is it in clone? Because we selected you before. Like we can click off and back on, and it doesn't have the problem. Which is the same select operation. Same code runs. So I apply that. I come out of here. I come back in. That happens. Does this happen also in, let's see, Okay. Well, something else is broken there too. Cool. Let's flush out the bugs. Let's get them done. Let's see if I could do that again. I can. Instance of map state tried calling cardinal connections, but it has no getter cardinal connections. Why am I calling cardinal connections on the map state? That's goofy. Okay, but let's see if I can do um horizontal rooms really quick. Okay, so I can add you. No new label. If I delete one, new label comes in. This should be the same select operation that's happening. But, diagonal, where did you go? Clone. Now that'd be in connection data. The clone for you, source new connection. So map state provider. Connection tile selected clone, which is my get tile at UI grid location, which is the non-offset. Or no, this is the offset location. That's correct. So we need to go back debugging in here and see if this has it set first. We'll keep going with this one because we can reproduce it on the other one that is actually working. And the vertical is just broke. Something's weird there. We'll fix him in a minute. We apply you. Cool, groovy. Life is good. Okay. I regret my decision of breakpoint. Hang on. Okay, so now everything's good. Now we can put you in. I'm going to delete one of you. Apply. This stuff all should work correctly. Back here to the get tile. Selected comes out of it. You're a connection. That's false for new. This is true for new. It's got to be in our placeholder. But that wouldn't make sense either. Why would that get written into here? New connection is true from the southeast to the northwest. Northwest is set to new. Must be. That makes no sense. That makes not even a little bit of sense. Because selected map controller get tile. This runs every time we select a tile. So our reselect operation shouldn't have changed it. We would need Something has to be wonky here. Big connection for vector. Update the tile. It's you, isn't it? You go through this tile, this connection tile, get tile at location as connection tile. I go through my vectors. If the adjacent tile is a room data, and if I find connections, figure out the the opposite coordinate as well. If I don't find connections and the opposite room is not null, I add you. But I should still find the connection. The default tag if missing, update connection with connection data. This connection data was it's a room. Update our connection data with the data we find in the adjacent room. Here's now we put in a placeholder indicates a valid connection if you wish to add one. Found connections equals true. So if we find a reference to you in our other room, is it getting stored somehow? This guy thinks it's new too. Okay. The plot thickens. When we update this, because rooms also have this information, update room. New connection is false here. If my right here, right? So I bet. Nope, that's my tag map. That's my connection data. Nope, that's not it. Current object, yeah. Update adjacent tiles. Hang on, just the order doesn't matter. Like I was thinking for just a second there. We never put the updated data into you, did we? If it's staged for deletion, then yeah, that's fine. Combined existing connections contains me. Then I update. Well, that's not even right, is it? Or if it does not, okay. Combined existing connections does not contain me. Add me, add me. Combined existing connections. I set my map to you, my room to update. It's because current ID, current object, I get that out. Current object location is room empty location. Combined existing, combined new. I figure out that. Combine new connections. So the new room. Except this isn't where it's going to happen. Because I'm a connection data when this happens. Hang on, let's reset this. I'll put you back in place here just for a temporary test. If I come over to here and delete, no, you do think I'm new. Okay, so when we add you, you get added to the room data beforehand. That's the problem. If I was to do it this way, connect you, even with template, that's fine. And then connect you also with template, that's fine. And then I deleted one of you. It would work fine. It's in my update logic to the rooms because we need to update the data where it actually lives. And in hindsight, I don't know that I would have anchored these things to the room data in the map itself. But it would be a big refactor to change that, so we're not going to. It's good enough. I was working on the theory that updating the data here would make things easier, but it strikes me that I perhaps could have just gone through my connection tiles and updated their rooms. If I can get you, I can get the connection data that you represent, and I could have updated the origin. Hindsight 2020, right? That's in the back pocket if we have to ever refactor this completely like that, but why now? Like, it's working. It's not really, I think, a deal anymore, but it's fine. We just need to fix up the little bugs. Okay, so it's going to be in the update though, still logic. Update tile, connection tile, update connection. It's not empty. It's not being deleted. It comes into here. We figure out what your parent is. Updated. If you weren't updated, connection table that right here. Okay. It's a new connection. We set that to false. If it's cardinal, we add you to your parent tile with this turned off. There we go. That should be it. Let's go over here. All right, now connection into here like we were doing. Cool. If we click off and back on, they're not new. If we delete one of you, you're not new. You're empty. But this isn't flagged as new. All right, cool. Let's reset that. That should fix it for horizontals as well, because it was just a flaw in the update, right? Delete you, empty but not new, perfection. But I believe our verticals are still broken. Yeah, we gotta start that out for sure. Editor, the screens, map editor, map controller. Set the new flag to false before we add the new connection data to the parent room. Okay. Squashed. Now, class map state has no instance getter cardinal connections. Let's go figure out what I screwed up here. State cardinal connections is empty. This should be widget. Wait. Except draggable takes a state. You take a state. Why do you take a state? Vertical connection tile. Oh, this is connection form. That's why. Let's go double check like a horizontal and see. Hi to you as well. Except draggable. This is the model though. I need the tile. Did I refactor these differently? Invalid connection templates. Why are you? Yeah, you're hella different. What happened there? You've got forgotten along the way there somewhere. This was selected tile as a connection tile. If your cardinal connections is empty, you need to get imported. Cardinal connections isn't fine for a connection tile. These guys just look at connections. The list of connections is the only thing we really care about. And then this is the same. And also just connections. This must have been messed up by just refactoring when we were trying to kind of figure out how we wanted to approach this and just gone unnoticed. Invalid connection template. But that's not. Like, this should basically just be the same as this. I'm 99% sure. And if we go look at diagonal while we're in the process of figuring out, yeah, diagonal was corrected. I guess I just forgot about vertical. And he didn't get updated. Okay, well, that should take care of the problem at the very least. We will do a hot rebuild. Come in here and we'll try to connect that. And we can do that. Okay, cool. That'll take care of that problem right there. Okay. Life is slowly getting into some sort of shape that resembles usable. We'll commit you fix neglected vertical connection tile refactors. Okay. Now, you use Arch, by the way? Okay. Cool story. Now we can actually go back to what we were trying to do. Now that we fixed all the things that we messed up along the way. Okay, so we add you. Perfect. Love that, right? Cool. You guys need, not to delete, but one of you needs to have the foo tag appended. And then if I go in here and try to delete the foo tag, you're going to say, hey, that's going to take care of this as well. Except I need a connection with only the foo tag to test disallowing and I can't delete those. I would need to. Did I make this work yet? No, I didn't make this work yet. Okay. Shit. Let's see. Can we fake this data? Oh, you know what? I bet you this is working. I just haven't added the non-cardinal connections. Thought I did, though. Thought that was a thing that I had done. Was it only on connection tiles? Let's tidy up the workspace here. We got too many things open right now. Those I probably need. I don't think I need that. Map app. Yeah, I might need those. Probably need that. I don't think I need that. Probably not these either right now. Okay. So. It would be in one of these guys, and it's not that. It's this one. We do. It wouldn't be here. It'd be only on room data. That'd be the only place that it makes sense to display this. Cardinal connections. We didn't add you. Okay. That's why. Actually, con in map state selected tile as room data dot tagged connections. We add another connection data form. Connection is still con. That's still true. And our key is still a value key on that connection. There we go. Okay. Now, if I try to add a connection further away, it will give me this. I can just drop in a template. Yes, good. It's done that. I want it to only have a foo. It still thinks it's northwest, but that's fine. We need to do that eventually too. So now the only tag this guy has is foo. And if I was to go in, it wouldn't really matter where I did it. If I did foo, It didn't grab him. We must not check there. And we didn't remove it either. Let's chuck that. Let's just reset actually completely. Actually, you know what? These aren't allowed to be deleted, but I can have them not. Oh, whoops. Foo got deleted. That's right. Because we didn't check and we just nuked him. That one, not that one. Let's put Foo back. We have to restart so we get our tags. It's good done in the editor too. Doesn't matter. So I'll put you back. Oops, back in here. Like so. You can have the tag foo and only foo. I can't delete that tag, but you're allowed to have non-cardinal tags. That's right. All right, now because you're probably still not going to look, are you? Oh no. Okay. Connection would have no valid tags after removal. Okay, that's correct. It only has foo. This should be disabled and exist without the target tag. Disallow the OK click if one would exist. Conflicting connections. Right here. I can't really do it there. But this whole widget can have hang on, let's not do this here. In our build, we can say we'll set you to true to start with. And then in here, we only need to go through one. If one of our tag's length is 1, can delete is false and break. Right? We find any of them with this true, we just need to not do that. Then in here, our OK button I could disable. Let me look at my docs. Loading action button active. Because I could look at that too, eh? Enabled. Enable feedback. Okay, let's double check. I want to hide it. I want to style it as disabled and make it non-clickable. That's what I want to do. What I thought I could do, maybe I should just look here. Maybe this would be faster. Splash color, disabled elevation is extended. Autofocus. I know what automatically happens. If this is null, I believe. Maybe that's just the way to do it. So I try to delete foo. Well, kind of. It doesn't style as disabled very well. We could make it invisible. We could do something else to kind of indicate the what and the why. I believe this is here because it's missing this functionality, I believe, because it's kind of a bad idea in general to disable buttons, because it's hard to convey to people why they're disabled. Leg disabled. We could do just can delete if we can, cool, otherwise just null here. I guess we could just do a nice if can delete, then do that. That way it just doesn't even appear. Connection would have no valid targets after removal. Cancel is the only option. And then you got to go figure your stuff out. I don't completely hate it. And then if we give you southeast back, we apply that. And then if I was to go try to delete foo, it's going to remove it from here. It won't because it's not set up yet, but it'll tell you it is. I'm okay with that. Okay, let's commit this. I think I like the way it's shaping up. Like, that's fine, right? I'm gonna take foo. Well, it's in my map now. I guess we'll leave it in here. It's fine. We'll clean it up before this gets merged. It's just a line. Add non-cardinal room connections to room form. Disable OK button on tag conflict alert if rooms with only that tag exist. Yeah, that's fine. Probably should just split those up a little bit, but it's fine. It'll be okay. The thing we need to do now is handle cleaning up those tags, I guess. We have some things in place for this. We have a bunch of to-dos in here still, but we're making good progress on them. Clear connection for tables. Update room. Also, I need to also update the connection tiles when we do this now. Previously map state to the list it ran through the update method. This is done. We have just spent like a couple hours fixing that oversight, as a matter of fact. Oh wait, no. Actually, hang on. Hang on a second. Update the connection tiles when we do this now. This is for the tiles themselves. Update adjacent. We did it. Okay, yeah. I think we're good there. If not, it'll be a bug and we'll find it and fix it later. That's all to do still for sure. Cross map stuff for clearing. Okay. Yeah, all right. So do you have anything already in here for connection for map, add connection to tag map, get connection by ID, get connection parent tile, tile location, connection tile, offset coordinate, same map connection tile data, destination table value, clear connection from tables. We'll worry about that in a minute still. Update connection data. Update connection data. I don't think we have anything in here yet, but we're like deep in our update logic here. There's our initialize. There's our inflate. Saving, reloading, deleting, closing. New map. Deleting a room, clearing a connection, updating a tile, changing the name, getting the tiles, get connections using tag. So yeah, we don't have anything to delete them yet. Okay, that's fine. So we're gonna need, it'll be a void. Need to be able to delete them. And we can use our own helper. We'll go through this list that we can refetch. Connection, tags, remove tag, get connection tile location, connection. This needs to be update connection tile at this location so that they get written into the map, right? I believe that should do it. And we put portal on everybody, right? Yeah, okay. That's fine. So then in our app state, On a confirm, tag controller remove you, but also conflicting connections. Oh, you know what? I already have the connection. Oh, that changes things, actually. Because why go through again? I went to all the trouble of getting this list. I have the connections here. I could just do this instead of in a loop, in a once. And thinking that's gonna fire off a lot of things if you're deleting a tag that's used a lot. Maybe it's okay. Let's find out. So if we do our this, our this, and then I go and delete foo. Hey, it's gonna kill it from there. Cool. I'm all done. This hasn't updated yet, but if I click off and back on, yeah, foo comes out of there. Ooh, no, it didn't come out of there. That did not work. It's because I did not. I need to update connection tile. No, that's what I just did. Hang on. There, it's the other one. Update tile, update connection. It's update connection data. That's what it is. And data does not need a location. It just needs the data that we got. That we have removed that from. All right, let's close that. Bring foo back. Restart. Okay. Put you back in like so. Tag you with foo. Off and back on just for good measure. So you, foo, this will delete this. Okay, cool. I'm out of there. I'm not surprised that's still there, but it should be gone now. It's not. Damn it. I'm an idiot. I didn't call it. I went and changed the API and I didn't call it again. Oh my gosh. You absolute friggin' spaz. So we need to know if confirm we go for connection data data in conflicting connections again, right? Cool. Oh, but these are the widget. Shh. Yeah. That's right. We changed this, didn't we? We're going to go back to this route, but we are going to do that. It's just going to be easier to consume because we went through the list, yeah, but we built widgets from it and did other stuff. We could change that, but then we have to go through our, like we have to associate these with the map controllers that they came out of and stuff. And if we're going to do all that, like, why don't I just go for map controller MC in, what did I call you? Map controllers. Okay, perfect. MC dot delete tag from connections, and then tag target tag like so, and do it that way. Like, it's going to be expensive on a big map with a lot of that tag, but yeah, you're deleting a bunch of stuff. Is it a big deal? And we'll find out. You in here, fantastic. Give you the foo tag full. Just in case, we'll toggle off and back on. Make sure everything gets upset or reset, updated. Click OK. Who didn't go away from that list? Nor that one. What has gone awry? Oh, it went off that one. Okay, so this needs a refresh state on it. But it didn't go from... We need to refresh the state both places. Okay. So that calls that. Let's put foo back right quick. And add a helper to remove all instances of a tag from a map. Consume it in the app state on confirmation of said choice. Okay. We need to go to our tag editor. Tag edit modal. When I do an deleted, how was chapter 10? Terrible. I hated it. I thought we talked about that. Am I losing my mind? Oh, I had to leave for a stream? I see how it is. Yeah, no, I hated it. It descended into Uber type system nerd, like 6 paragraphs of fucking nonsense to try to just spit out a simple or maybe not so simple concept, right? They made it unreadable for anybody who does not care about type systems and like language design at that level. Like, I care about type systems in using them, but I don't want to hear about your friggin' it's a generic type over the sort of this and that and all the other things. Stop. Just stop. There were sections that I just couldn't read. Like, I just, no. I refuse. Okay. This. Uh, remove tag. On press set state, remove tag. So that should have refreshed my state. State list, but it wouldn't have refreshed this because I get this. But then it should have rebuilt, I would think. Why wouldn't that have picked up? Because it would have run into here. We removed you from the tag controller. You tag name field. Filter on filter text tags. App state tags. But we also remove tag. This is like what we just did. This is like what we just been doing. Notify listeners gets called at the end of this. Because we do change the tag controller. So theoretically, we also wouldn't even need this set state, because the parent state would take care of that in theory. Let's actually start this again really quick. Editor. Let's actually go to the gym, not the entrance. We can chuck these in here really quick, but add new. Bleh. I add you, delete you. You don't update. You do when I do that because my list isn't being rebuilt. And if I put my set state back in, here's why that one wouldn't fire. And you do. Because there's this going on, but still should use the app state tags. So adding a tag, tag controller, add tag controller, save tag, notify listeners. Worked. Remove. We do extra work, but if we get conflicts, we do that. Oh. Actually, we don't need this now. We should be able to get away with this. I believe. So add new tag, bleh. And then delete bleh. There we go. Yes. Good. And now foo. Ooh, that didn't stop for him though, did it? I might have forgotten to add. I'd forgotten to add foo to our. If I did forget to add foo to our list here. Apply, you come in, foo, you're gonna go away. Okay, sure. Didn't update that though. Is gone when I do that still. If this is not empty, we come into here, we do all the things, delete tag from connections. This is where I actually need to do a return, because if you cancel, we do not change. So remove tag, save tag, notify listeners. No, let's just put foo back manually. I understand why you're not on there. Just do that. Mm. Move tag. We set state here, even though we don't really probably need to. We do it here as well, so like, eh. Why wouldn't that be picking up the change? Remove tag, save tag. Notify listeners. I could do extra work, but that shouldn't be interfering with anything. We know you get deleted. I mean, we can do a little point debug for whenever it builds a thing to see. So if I close the tag editor, I'll come back onto you. Foo, add new tag foo, apply. I'm in here, building editor. If I add new building editor, I will bleh. Make a new tag. Building editor. Okay. Delete. Building editor. Delete foo. Building editor. You're async. I forgot. I had to make you async to await a show dialogue. That's why. Shit. Okay, cancel. We need to await this. Can I do that in here? Await that. Void, so its value can't be used. Because you are a future void. Which is weird that you didn't tell me that that was wrong, but okay, we'll go with it. So we do a wait here, and then that's going to complain. You're not async. Now, come back out, back in, just to try to be sure. Edit tags. Boo. I'm going to delete you. Say callback. Okay. Hang on a second then. I was afraid of that. I was afraid that this might not work. Well, might not play nice, but I can't make you want to wait either, though. Fucking function coloring, dude. I hate it. Hate. One of those things that I have learned to despise. Can I flutter async on pressed? Async on button press. You don't need to set async for on press, but if you want to call it like this, you need call async, but you need to wait for it. Right. Oop. But this. Oh, wait, no, I can do that. Okay. Why was it telling me I couldn't before? I'm losing my mind today. Don't worry about it. It's too warm. I'm sure everything will be all fine. There we go. Here we go. Kabam, delete foo. No barf here. Okay. Foo's still not gone. Only one building editor, but foo's still not gone. Blah, 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 blah. Add new. Foo. Add foo. Do I need to... You're not allowed to be AC? You are allowed. Okay. No, I can't do that, though. What do I need to do here to get this to correctly wait for all the shit? Bump, bump, bump. Let her async set state. Says it should work, but I thought we tested this and it did. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Let's go in here. Ooh. Yeah, it barfs. This 8 was called on a closure method to return to future. Maybe it is marked as async. Instead of performing async inside the called set states, first execute the work. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's cancel you. I feel like I have been yelled at for this before. If we await you and then set state to say, hey, look, things have changed. You need to refresh, even though you're supposed to be listening to the tags. We do have you down here. And it's because app state gets passed in, maybe that could be part of this weirdness. Hard to say, because like um the being in a modal like this, the alert dialogue make things a little bit weird. So let's just see. Let's just see. We might just kind of be breaking shit a little bit, you know, not really holding it right. Got it. Perfect. Okay. So and then you aren't updated by that, but that's okay. We need to take care of that. We can apply that. It'll get added back to our tags. You will be unchanged except for that, and I don't care. That's fine. You can be that way. I don't mind. We didn't save you yet, and we don't want to save you yet. That's fine. We can quickly add our test stuff back in if we need to. But let's do app state tag it. Oh yes, cool. Wait, hang on. Oh yeah. Fix up the async, basically. Fix up the async shenanigans around deleting the tag with tiles that use it. Okay. Now, inner form. Oh, we need to take that out. Whoops. My bad. That's okay. It'll be in connection data form, I believe. Um, Hex is empty. It's just I got lost in thought there about the order of operation and like how are we determining when this guy returns? Tag selector. We have the button. But text remove. We could you return this whole thing. What if we pulled out the modal code and made you just the widget, and then we can actually reuse you better, right? And then we would be able to listen for your return and await it. And I would just need... Constraints get used in that. That's fine. We just need to lift all this out. And put y'all in here. Then... clean up the wreckage here. Get that all in there. And then you... You've got that. You've got that. Child is that. That's the sized box. That's the alert dialogue. I'm missing one of them, like right here. No. I feel like extra things got pasted in here. Hang on. Hang on 1 second. Return. So out of the builder here. Layout builder with a builder. And we'll probably pull this out into its own in file widget, but for now. Okay. All of these guys go inside of that. And that's the close of the sized box. That would be the close of that. I need one of those, I need one of those, I need one of those, I need one of that. There we go. Nope, I'm missing something right there. One of those. One of those. One of them. Not one of them. I may have that one already. There we go. Okay. That'll fix that. There. Go back in to our friend. There. All of this is still in working order. This is still in working order. Yes, good. Hey, Clicks, how's it going? Got that. And, not too bad. Excellent. How mad did the rustaceans drive you? I mean, it's not the rustaceans. Well, maybe it is the rustaceans. Like, I did not like that chapter. It descended into type system enjoyer, just indulgence. And it failed to, in at least one instance, it completely and utterly failed to make itself legible to somebody who does not give a damn about the nuts and bolts of type systems. So I'll just kick it with my shins and find the sharp edges eventually, and then fill in the context that I just don't have the will to power through 6 paragraphs of type system masturbation. Okay, hang on. What was I doing? I was doing this, and I was... Um, this is I'm looking at the wrong file. This one's good. This is all happy. It's you. Guys, please use generics. Guys, please, generics, please. They are hard to implement. Please, just use generics. They're so useful. Please. Just please, 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 right? Wait till you get to async Rust. It's only up from here. We'll find out. We'll find out. Yeah, it was kind of brutal. Like I am a fan of type systems in consuming them, right? And working with them. I'm glad there are people whose entire purpose in life is to read about and then spit out 19 paragraphs about the elegance of a type system and write that shirt that our friends linked us the other day. I'm glad those people exist. They make things like languages. They make things like good type systems that are ideally good to use, right? That's great. That's fantastic. But I don't want to read it. I want to know, hey, stupid, this is how you can make a generic thing work. Cool. That's all I care about. I want to build things with your lovely tools, not appreciate the intricacies of the angles at which you ground your wrenches before you filed them neatly away in your box of perfectly ground, neatly filed wrenches. Async Rust is about 30 times harder than it needs to be. They designed a language that works great for async purposes, and then they made it very hard to parse through. That's probably why I keep running into references to Tokyo or Tokyo. I don't know how they pronounce it. Like it keeps coming up anytime somebody talks about Rust. It seems to come up. People can't read for a long time. I can read just fine. Okay, so I've got my borders. I'm looking for alert dialog was returned. And then here I should be able to do the same thing I did here. Now in my alert dialog, which just wraps this now. Navigator pop context okay, right? This what we did over here was we had to await, right? This became async because confirm, which is await show dialog, which is this guy right here. So, except for this returns here. You'll have more fun actually building stuff. Yes, that is true. Tokyo mentioned. Yes. It keeps being mentioned. I use Linux Mint. Cool. Like, use the things that make you happy. I use Nixos, by the way. Cool. Use the things that make you happy. I don't know if I can do this because you get returned. Ew. Can I await it in? This might be the reason that I can't, like, every time I go looking for how do I get this information out of here, I wind up being frustrated and just doing it in a hacky way because nobody talks about it because it's the front end and that's how they work. And maybe that's why it's because it's not a thing like this, maybe. Mad respect to the people that use Nix because it's cool as fuck. Please don't push it on the rest of right. Well, that's like, and I've talked about it a lot of times. Maybe you haven't, or maybe you have, maybe you haven't been here for it. But like, as a person that uses Linux and Go and these other things that are often evangelized, I hate evangelists. Like people come to you and they say, "How do I get my grandma to use Linux?" You don't. How do I tell my friend that he should stop being an idiot and use Linux? You don't. You let people live their lives. Stop it. Nobody likes that guy. They hate you. I was looking at a code base the other day where part of the development instructions are, it's easiest if you just download the Nix package manager. Like, no. I have the same reaction to, we only provide our software in Docker. Like, what? And if it's software that I'm not trying to put in an environment where I'm already using a bunch of Docker, which, spoiler alert, is all of them, then I'm not using your software. Learn to fucking build. Like, you are not a serious project if that's your only distribution. I will reluctantly use you if there's no other alternative and it's an environment where Docker is already a thing. Like, I love Docker/Podman for spinning a development container for a database I don't care about that I'm going to throw away, or for test containers. Like, that's a good use case for it, but I don't want to run 1,000 Docker containers to hold shit that I want to actually use. I want to put it on a server and run a little binary through systemd, probably. I ship with Docker exclusively for my Agile development class, and that is the last time I'll be doing that. I mean, based. Honestly, correct choice. Like Docker as an option, sure. I am that guy. Let me go grab. That's not the one. This is the one. This little testing utility, you can go get it. You can go get it from Docker. Go get, as in actually go install. You can go and pull a Docker container that gets built. That's fine. You can build it from source. I have no opinions on how you wish to use this. I provide you options. That's all. Use what you like. I am the choices guy. Okay, over here, click of a flat button. You can add a wait keyword in front of show dialog and return value. Okay, so they're using show dialog in this example. Await show dialog, but flat button, show dial right up here, but this isn't quite, like, I don't think, like, I can't do that. And you're not, um, like, there's no way for me to just pull you out. I could put you into a function. You're not really supposed to do that. Because widgets get cached, functions don't. Um, You won't hunt me down if I push a flake next to your open source projects? No, but I won't maintain it either. Like, and that would be the reason that I would decline that PR, right? It's because I don't want to maintain it. Return alert dialog. Negative of context pop. Like, where is the await? Now this puts it into an async function. You're not supposed to do that. Data back from a dialog box. Await show dialogue. Yes, except for, hang on. Where did you? Okay. So again, it's cool that you have code snippets. Show me the whole thing so I can see in what context, where does this live? Where you go. Because obviously, this is not allowed, right? Fucking Medium, I tell you. Every idiot in the world copy paste shit on there. And every time I click on it, I regret it. I hate Medium so much, right? That's not just a Medium thing. Like, that's just a shitty documentation thing, you know? And I'm sure I've been guilty of it before too. It's just one of those things that gets me. Because without like the full context, and Rust book is super guilty of it. Like, I understand you're trying to cut down on the code on the screen. If more code on your screen makes your example illegible, your code might have a legibility problem, like your language, right? And Rust is hard to read. I'm pretty sure that's going to be true, like just going forward, right? Um, no feature returned by show dialogue with hidden complete. Okay. Completer, blah blah blah. Like this. Okay, cool. I can see what you're doing in the context. Comments. This is good, right? Throw comments into, even if you take them out of your code, like for your examples, put them in. This is just a controller though. Wraps the dialogue controller. It records different dialogue. I don't think this is getting me where I want to be. Init state, show loading dialogue just returns this. Yeah, none of this explains how to do what I want. But I think I'm still okay. On pressed, I can pop, right? And I can also just call set state in here because I'm now within the context of the connection data form. I think I'm okay. As much as I'd like to say that Rust gets easier to read with time, macros exist, which granted I haven't worked with them much, break my entire brain. Yeah, you know, I C and or not C so much, but C sharp. Oh my gosh, C++ gets a lot of I can't even talk anymore. I'm done with English. Gets a lot of critique for macros being spooky magic that does shit, right? And to see them kind of show up and be such a core feature in Rust, like, because I am also the against spooky magic that does shit guy, right? That's the nice thing about languages that don't have macros, is you don't have to go dig through fucking macros to figure out what your code is supposed to be doing. So it was kind of like to see it pop up so quickly and so irreversibly tied to. All right, this should take Takes it out of there. Does not take it out of there. So that's not ideal. Add food. And it's because of this is the form, I think. Macros are great if you only use them for their intended purpose. Maybe. I'm not convinced. But I need to actually, sit with it and write some code with it to know if Rust is for me. Like, and even if it's not for me, it's for lots of people, and that's totally fine. Like it may not be for me. We'll find out. We'll find out if the trade-offs are worth it, right? And like I was saying, there's things in Go that used to suck. They were really bad. Like maps, nil maps still exist and still are stupid. That's a foot gun that shouldn't be in there, right? And some of their new additions are just absolutely fucking insane. Like, stop it. But things like implicitly implementing interfaces, right? At first, I was pretty against that, right? It feels weird and like spooky magic might be happening. But after I used it for a while, I kind of came around. I was like, okay, this is kind of nice in a lot of cases, So like, I'm open to having my preconceptions challenged for sure by extended contact with the language, for sure, and to see like, are these things that I can live with, work with, tolerate, maybe grow to love, or is this just not going to be for me? But you don't know until you mess around. There's a macro for the major JSON serialization Serde, that lets you write JSON inline with your program, which is hella nice if you just need to construct simple crest body or whatever. Nah, I don't know. You can't use derive anywhere else, but how they are intended to be used. Rust has 3 types of macros, and they're all checked at compile time. Well, see, I don't want to check at compile time. I want to check in the moment writing it with LSP support to catch the stupid fast, right? And then I want the compiler to catch the edge case stupid in a perfect world, Let's see. Instead of hash map new followed by 30 map insert calls, you can literally just write the JSON right there. They're also checked there. Yeah. I mean, I'm still like, nah, We'll find out. I think I need to run and run with and build with Rust, right, for a while. But I want to run through the more of the book, because as much as there are sections where I'm just like, oh my God, shut the hell up and tell me what's important, I think my biggest critique of the Rust book is that they haven't condensed it down into what you need to know to get going and doing stuff. Like, it's too wordy. They need to like cut the size in half at least. And possibly offer you like, jump around. Like, hey dude, if you know what a file is and you know how to, literally anything, you don't need this section. Over the things where they're, talking about like elementary programming concepts. Which is deeply confusing, because at the first I was like, okay, it's good that they have those things in there, But then the 6 paragraphs of type system shit came in. Like, bro, you lost like 85% of the people that is going to be in the next paragraph. You're going to be explaining computers 101 to me again. Like, they never got here. They read that other stuff, had no idea what you're talking about, and bounced. They went to write TypeScript like all their friends. A 30-paragraph chapter on the vec-t object should be in the documentation, not in the tutorial. Yes. Hard agree. The example I used is like you can either do like the For Dummies books used to do, and they would have a little call out, like it was a shaded box with the little nerdy guy. And they were like at the start of the book, they're like, hey, look, these are like supplemental deep dives on this particular topic. If you're just getting started, you don't gotta read them. They only add more context. You can, look at them later if you want to. You don't need it. Or you can do the inverse of that, which is, at the start, you're like, cool. Do you know these things? You need to go to the next chapter. You're all right. And maybe some combination where they're like, cool. If you already have been writing in, X languages for 10 years, then here's the 3 bullet points that you care about. Move to chapter 7, or whatever. Like they gotta help the reader, and they gotta prune back, like, in writing, there's the kill your darlings. They needed to kill way more darlings. Okay, but it's so hot and I'm getting hungry. So to do, figure out getting this damn thing to refresh the tag list if we have modified it, and consequently removed a tag from the connection we happen to be looking. Okay, throw that note in there to myself. Stop this. I am going to go have some food. And then in like half hour, 45 minutes, I'm going to come back and I'm going to play some games. And I'm going to stream those too, because that's what I do to this week. It's gonna go hard. So if it's not too late in your time, I'd love to see you. And there should be a link in the Discord. You can also check on YouTube if you're over there. There's a link to to the separate channel for non-nerdy games and things, right? That you can go ahead and check out there as well. If you're on Twitch, I'll be in the same place because Twitch is not as algorithmic specific stuff, but for everybody who's not interested in that, it's not your jam, totally get it. I do this thing for a bare minimum of 4 hours a day, 4 days a week, starting on Friday and then tomorrow. So come back around tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central. We'll be doing some more Rust book until it makes me angry and I go build something. And then after that, we'll do more of this, so you can come hang out for that as well. It'll still probably be another long day on the internets for me, and I'd love to see you. And if not, you guys have yourselves a great week anyway. I'll catch you some other time down the road. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye for a minute.